Hi everyone, this is Todd with the Prepper website. This is another edition of commentary and stuff, raw, unedited, and with a lot of ums, or even uhs. Yeah, I've really tried to boost the volume here, and so I'm really hoping that that works out. I know that some people have emailed me and let me know that it's kind of hard to hear, and so I'm hoping that the volume here is going to work out. Hey, I'd like to go ahead and start off by highlighting one of the advertisers on the site. UV Packlight is up here, and they have some great products. Actually, everybody here on the right, these four people have been with me since, pretty much since the beginning, very early on. Today's the 16th. It's a Sunday. On Wednesday, Prepper website's going to be 1 year old, so I'm kind of excited about that, and I'll be posting something about that on Wednesday. But UV Packlight, I did we'll go to their website. I did a review. They sent me one. I actually ran into them at the Self-Reliance Expo in Arlington earlier in the year, and so we talked a little bit, and then emailed Steve back and forth, and he's a great guy, and he sent me one of the UV matte lights to review. And I'll just say that it's very legit, and it gives off a lot of light. And the cool thing about it is it doesn't need to be solar light to activate it. It sits on my nightstand. I turn on my nightstand for light for a little while, and then it just activates it, and it's pretty much on the whole rest of the night. Once your eyes get used to the darkness, it lights up the whole room. So that's definitely, the matte light is very much worth it. We did take it out to the country this summer, and so I did notice the material and got really flexible out in the heat, the East Texas heat. But it still worked, and continues to work, and I'm really glad I have that. And you can check out my review on the Prepper website. So let's go ahead and start talking about some of these great articles that I've seen. And there are so many articles on here that I think are great, and it's just kind of hard to pick out a few. But here, let's go ahead and start over at rethinksurvival.com. They posted a video on how to build a youth recurve bow out of a flattened PVC pipe, and I was just kind of amazed at how easy it was. It just really blew me away, and the guy shows you, step by step. He doesn't actually shoot it. I would have liked to have seen an example of shooting. I think he claimed it was about 20 pounds, but I think that it was awesome, and he was coming from it from a standpoint of building it for kids and for kids to play with and to entertain them and stuff like that. But I was pretty amazed at what you could do with a heat gun and with some PVC pipe. It was pretty innovative there, so that's definitely worth a view. Over at Prairie Homestead, I've added them fairly recently, but she had an article, How We Afford to Mini Farm on One Income. I thought that was kind of interesting. I started looking at it, and she talks about some people are skeptical, what she's doing, all that kind of stuff. Basically, what it boils down to is they've done the Dave Ramsey Total Money Makeover, or even if you did the first one. Dave Ramsey had the Financial Peace University. We actually taught, my wife and I taught that one at church. It's a great course. I don't agree with everything Dave Ramsey says, but it is definitely will help you to get on track and get you out of debt. And that is the biggest thing that she talks about, that they stay out of debt, and when they got married, they were out of debt, which allowed them to purchase, their farm. And they lived way under their means, for the first years of marriage. And so I think that's the key. They buy used instead of buying things new, and a lot of do-it-yourselfers. I think that's really great, and they barter for their for what they need. So I think that's a good read. You can go check it out at Prairie Homestead. All right, Mac over at SHTF Plan had a post this week what are the police or military police planning on doing with these heavily armored vehicles? And you kind of wonder. I mean, what this says: police and rescue, homeland security, immigration and customs enforcement. These are on the back of trucks, and you just got to wonder, why in the world do they have this type of vehicle? It just lends to the conspiracy theories and stuff like that, and you just wonder, right? So you might want to go take a look at that, and I don't know, come up with your own thoughts on why regular, local police need that, federal police, why they're going to need that. All right, over at 5 Gallon Ideas, I saw this idea for a grain thresher, and it's actually, this is a video that's tied to Permies.com. This is not it right here. I'm going to see if I can play it a little bit. I don't know if the screen catcher will capture it, but I think it was a pretty cool idea here. He's got this 5 gallon drum, and he's got these chains connected to it, and sure enough, it worked. And you can go view the whole video over there and check it out. I have seen some people online about that, and I've always kind of wondered, because I definitely don't grow grain, but just very interesting, innovative idea. And then this is a great website. I wish he posts more here. I wish there was more stuff. There's a lot of good ideas there. Hey, I did a video. I did a podcast with the guys over at I Am Liberty, and just like to say thanks to James. And I think if you get to around the 17-18 minute mark, that's when I come on. I talk about my new ebook, Education After the Collapse, and kind of excited about that. So that's my first interview that I've done off that book. The book has hit 1,600 downloads since September 2nd. So I'm really pleased about that, excited. I'm glad that it's helping. I've heard some good things, and so I really appreciate that. But go check out James over at I Am Liberty and listen to that podcast. Okay, Prepared Ninja. I just thought this was kind of funny, but roughing it, overcoming toilet paper shortages. Something that you don't necessarily see, or you don't talk about a lot. I'm reminded of is it Patriots, where Rawls, one of the characters, buys a bunch of phone books at a flea market or something like that, and so he talked about things that you can use. So definitely phone books, old paperbacks. There's a bunch of paperbacks that just are worthless and don't mean anything. Don't know how good water would work. Cloth. Actually, I've gotten to the point now where I am saving just rags and things normally that I would have just thrown away. I'm just saving, and partly to take up to East Texas, so I have just rags and stuff up there, but it's just some keeping them down here. So the Romans used a sponge in salt water to help keep it clean. Coastal areas, mussels. Oh my gosh! And so pine cones. Yeah, that's kind of scary there. But anyway, so something to kind of think about. Over at peakprosperity.com's Resilient Life. Look into the future of preparedness and resiliency provisions by Dennis Korn. And so he talks a little bit about when it starts getting bad. And a lot of us are out there, we're preparing, we're planning, we're stocking. But there's going to be other people who are waiting, or maybe they're on the sidelines and they're just kind of waiting to see if things really get bad. Or as they get bad, they're going to start getting into it and investigating and finding out that they need some food, and maybe they feel they don't have the time, so they're going to go after the freeze-dried stuff and all the different things that are out there. It talks a little bit about the shortages there, so I think that's a good read, something that's important. Prepared for that, Rambo Mo. I thought this was good. Organic weed control. I post a lot of gardening stuff on there. I gotta say, the fall stuff's coming up. My fall garden's coming up nicely. I'm a little happy about that. But just talking about weed control, and it talks about pre-emergent weed control. Okay, so the mulch that you can do, corn gluten meal. I never heard of that, but it'll stop according to Rambo Mo, it'll stop every seed from germinating. So you got to make sure that your plants are already established. Cooking the weeds, if you're not, if you have a bed that you're ready to, that you're not going to plant anything in, you can cover it up and just what he says, water it real good, cover it up with some see-through plastic, and then waiting for a while, and it'll just heat up everything like a greenhouse, and it'll kill the weeds. Removing weeds, after they're showing up, so definitely by hand, knives and hose. Organic herbicides, vinegar spray, weed torches. I've heard Jack Spirko talk about that one. That's the first time when I heard him talk about that, and then when I saw this, I actually saw a torch. I guess now that I have my eyes open, I guess I saw that at Northern Tools, a torch that you could buy. And then the weed apocalypse, and he talks about cups of vinegar, salt, and but that's going to kill everything. Types of weeds that you might find in your lawn and garden, and so they're interspersed here with some ads, but you can kind of get through those, and you might be able to do some identification there if you have some weeds in your yard. All right, so Jason Akers over at the Self-Sufficient Gardener posted a video on rabbit slaughter and dressing, and yes, it is graphic. So anyway, I think it's a great video, and he takes it from go ahead and taking care of it all the way, to butchering and everything in about 8 minutes and 30 seconds. And so I think it's interesting for people who are who've never done it before, and you might want to figure out what's going on, how to do it. I think it was a good video. I wish you would have been able to get a little bit more close up, but nevertheless, it's definitely worth one of those videos to watch. I also have done a review, and if I go back to the Prepper website, I've done a review on his book, Hunt, Gather, Grow, and Eat. It's definitely one of those books that you want to grab and talk about in the review. I wish I would have had it when I started my journey into preparedness. So go take a look at that video. And then finally, to wrap it all up, over at Modern Survival Blog, 12 tips for movement during evasion. And so things just to kind of think about. Things that might be that you might, I don't know, maybe someday you might have to use. So go take a look at that. Hey guys, again, thanks so much for watching the commentary and stuff. I don't try to edit it or anything. I just go for it, and so hopefully it comes across to where you're gaining something from it. If you have any ideas or any advice, that would be great. But again, thanks for coming and checking out the site. I just appreciate everybody's encouragement and all the readership, and I look forward to another year. All right, thanks.